Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for being here today, and thank you very much for subscribing, and thank you very much for all your comments, which are always interesting for me to read, so thank you. I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk to you for a minute. I was going to say, if you fancy checking out my website, which is huluppu.co.uk, I've started doing my blog, and the last thing I did on my blog was probably about 2 years ago, but I'm actually really enjoying it. I've just done an article on The Art of Seduction, the book by Robert Greer, and looking at the different categories and how we seduce and how we are seduced, and I've looked at it from astrology perspective. It's not a statistical study in any way, shape or form. It's my thoughts and feelings. My stats program, or my research program, is on Windows, and my Windows computer has been dead for quite a while, but I would like to get that back and up and running soon. Please consider checking out Patreon if you like the readings, and thank you. I think that's it. There was something else I wanted to talk to you about, but I've totally forgotten what it is. I don't know, just a big thank you. This is probably what I wanted to talk to you about. Mars conjunct Venus conjunct Pluto in the skies at the moment is quite passionate, I suppose, considering, and I don't know, it can be quite passionate or quite volatile in some ways. So I'm hoping it's passionate in your little world and not so volatile in the big outer world. So let's just go with the reading, which is going to be who will bring passion back into your life. You have got 3 choices. You have got seafoam green, you have got almond, and candy pink. So number 1, number 2, and number 3. So if you want to take your choice, then we'll get going.
La música de Harry Fraud.
Okay, pile number 1. What I'm going to do, I was going to look at it first and then tell you what I can see, but I think I'm going to peel my way through it slowly and build what feels like a feeling, a story, whichever way you look at it. So who will bring passion towards you? This person is coming out as the Son of Air with regards to how they look and how they come across initially. So the Son of Air to me is, as you can see here, speed. So this could be somebody who's quite sporty, somebody who, with the Son of Air in that picture, you'd be thinking it'd be somebody is a forward in a team game. Somebody who has the ball and runs with it. Whatever team game they're playing, may not be a ball, but it's somebody who will walk fast, somebody who probably talks fast, somebody who's got darting eyes, somebody who's quite quick with regards to their mind processes. This is making me think of somebody who's like Gemini or Uranus or fire in there, all mixed up, and they move fast, they talk fast, they're bright in some way. Yeah, I am thinking, yeah. I stopped myself saying something silly then. I'm growing old. Air signs, of course, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This makes me think of somebody, if I was thinking what this type of feeling looks like physically, you look at air signs, they have slim faces. Tom Hiddleston, to me, you can look at him straight away, think air sign there. Small features, it's nothing really, I'm going to say in the true sense of the word, gross about their features. There's nothing big. Taurus have big features, and I don't mean gross as in detrimental, but just, a big version of something. Air signs tend to be quite delicate with their face, and their figures tend to be quite slim as well. If it's air all the way through, they tend to have those eyes that look all over the place all the time. They tend to be very stimulated by ideas. So I don't know if your person could be very much into education or learning, or they could be studying, or they could be somebody that reads a lot, but somebody who's possibly quite fast in the way that they think, do things, and their choices in what they do could very much, trying to think of things that are fast. You see people on computers, this type of person would be quick. Somebody, I'm there on a computer and I'm trying to choose the button and it takes me 3 hours, and then my kids come in and they're like, slap your hand out their way, like, oh, for God's sake, ma'am. It's that type of feeling, somebody who's got a quick mind and moves fast. And I had a old headmaster who did a study on sports types and how fast people eat. So there may be something in that type of personality where everything moves fast. Fast metabolic rate, fast. Fast, small features, slim, quick moving is what I'm getting there. Somebody who's quite sporty, somebody who likes to learn, is interested in ideas. Now, with regards to the next card, is slightly different. Your person's a mixture. They appear on the surface to be quite quick moving and quite, I'm going to say surface level. They may like to delve into ideas, they may like to discuss things, but it's almost like they're on to the next thing with that card here. But deep down, their values are quite strong with regards to how they see money, how they see finances. They have, what they want in their life is quite solid. So it gives probably two impressions. So somebody who's got a bit of substance, somebody who probably likes a backdrop of money. Somebody who may have a little bit of savings, somebody who probably likes to keep their job, somebody who's probably quite stable in a work situation, but that may change because I haven't looked at the rest of the cards yet. So this is giving me an impression of somebody that looks slightly flighty on the outward surface, but is very good at debating or arguing or discussing things. But underneath, this is somebody who, and I know I'm thinking of Jordan Peterson here, because when I think of Jordan Peterson, I look at him, I know he's like Taurus, and the way that, and a bit like Russell Brand, it's just to say these two people always coming up when I think of air. It's like people that like debating, people that are very good with words, people that like to communicate, people that like to play with ideas, but with probably very different with regards to Jordan Peterson. He's got the Capricorn and Saturn in there somewhere. I think it may be Saturn conjunct his north or south node. And so when you listen to him and you hear him talking, he's very much talking about, family values, and it's very important to him. I know he's got Cancer in there too, hasn't he, as well, but it's very Saturnian. He's very much like, and in some ways I tend to agree with it. I have no Saturn in me. Not at all. It didn't even make its way into my chart. The only person on earth that ever happened to. Of that you need to struggle a little bit to get things of worth. And that's very much part of his whole persona, isn't it? And I agree with that. That's my kids. Yeah, poor kids. Okay. This person coming out as the Son of Air here, and you've got the five of Fire here. To me, and I'm talking about Jordan Peterson and debating, I'm not saying your person's going to be Jordan Peterson. There's just certain qualities that if I put a picture in my head, I can discuss them a little bit easier. So your person may be very quick with words and doesn't mind an argument. This may be somebody who does like to debate things, somebody who's got an opinion on most things, if not everything, and somebody who likes the person that they're talking to or the person that they're attracted to give them some back, to be able to stand up for themselves, to stick up for themselves and have an idea or a thought or something or philosophy or an ideology that they can chuck back and forward with them. To me at the moment, as I'm looking for who's this person bringing passion into your life, I'm getting a feeling here that the passion that they like may be brought on by, this is a very mundane way to put it, but mind processes. Somebody who's got a bit of spark inside them, and I don't mean the way they act, but more the way they think. This person could be turned on by somebody who, I'm going to say wears glasses, sat in a library, that type of feeling. Somebody who reads. And I was actually watching, I was on my phone, this is awful, flicking. And you do flicking and you think, what am I doing? And this man came up and he said something about, it was something really trivial about picking girlfriends. And he said, make sure she's, I know this is what is silly, but make sure, ask if she's read a book in the last year. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I've not read something properly for a long time, months and months. So I started reading Jamaica In, which I'm actually really enjoying, and it gives me nice dreams at night. So this person wants somebody who has read a book in the last year, somebody who can talk about their thoughts and their feelings, and not just the surface level everything, where life slips by and it feels as if it's disposable, I suppose. So I'm just getting a feeling here that they're turned on by thoughts, feelings, and they want to know what your thoughts are, and you should be able to stand and make your point on this. This gives me an idea of somebody who has a wry smile on their face when you've made your point, even if it's against them, their thoughts or their feelings. They may argue back, and you may think, there's that feeling that you could get a feeling that they're angry with you, but deep down there's probably what I guess a feeling of respect and titillation in some way with this card here. And there's a feeling here as well with regards to there's two feelings here. With regards to their backdrop, where they're coming from, and probably their home environment, your person may have got a parent who... I can remember reading something. I do read. Reading something, and I think that was actually not something very fantastic. It was something trivial that I read. But it was somebody saying that their mum used to discuss Plato's Cave with them, and the reply was, what a great mum, discussing Plato's Cave. Now this has got a feeling that there may be some sort of Sagittarius bend in the parental home, where they like to discuss bigger matters, and because there's so much air coming through here, and it's a little bit fighty, but this has got a philosophical feel to it, where it may have come from the home, where one of the parents or both of the parents were very much into understanding life as a whole. And actually forming their own philosophies. So this sounds quite sexy to me, to be honest. Somebody who doesn't take, what's on the news or what's coming straight at them as gospel, or it's somebody who actually plays with their mind a little bit and tries to see the truth. And we all like to try and find our own truth. So this has got a really interesting feel to it. Sorry, when I go quiet, I'm actually looking at what the next card is. Okay. Your person, to me, when they're flirting with you and you can feel this passion moving in, it's going to be one of those, it's going to be a word play. It's going to be somebody who walks in, gives you a sentence, you give a sentence back, and it feels like they've got a smile on their face because they feel they've got somebody to play with, and then they walk off. It feels like the build-up has got to do a lot to do with with communication. It's play, it's like game playing here. Your person's really turned on by your mind. What you say, how you say it. This is somebody who won't cling, I don't think, so far with these cards here. This is somebody who is looking for somebody who's an equal. This isn't so far, and this is like a passion pile, isn't it? Who's going to bring the passion back into your life? And at the moment, it's mental. I haven't looked at this down here, so let me just keep going and I'll sum it up at the end. Their job very much reflects their mental abilities. So I'm trying to think of, jobs where you're actually all jobs use their mind, but predominantly use minds, like lawyers and researchers and teachers and writers. It's that sort of feeling. Somebody who needs to understand a concept and then relay it possibly in some way. As in like law, somebody who has to understand a law and then use it in their everyday world to gain their money, to pull money towards them. That's not a very eloquent way of putting it, but that's what I'm thinking, because there's air running all the way through this. So your person has got to have the way that they flirt is quite airy, it's quite playful, it's fun, it's like banter. The way that they come across is quite airy. So I'm thinking slim build, slim face, small features, quick with their hands, in and out quick. But they're they like to play with philosophies, but there's something there that's quite earthy with regards to how they gather their values. They want people to earn respect or earn a living, or, you know, that's earning part of what life's coming towards you rather than it being quick. Now, this isn't somebody who has pipe dreams with regards to earning money. They want to use their mind. They want to put the effort in. They want it to come towards them in a way that feels like it's valued. Right, I'm going to keep going. With this card here, your person, this guy's looking out to the sea, and this is like a feeling of what they're looking for in a long-term relationship. Because this person's values are very strong with the Mother of Earth here, the Three of Fire here, there's a really strong feeling that they're looking for somebody who can meet them on their level, and they're looking for somebody for a long-term relationship. And there's also a feeling here, there's two feelings here. Also, your person may be, I don't know why I'm thinking this, older and may already be in a relationship and feel, I think it's because this feels restless and feel as if there's something else they're looking out for something else, is what I'm trying to say here. There's a real strong need to, this guy, this man, this woman is looking for, guy or girls, oh my God, I don't want to sound like Jimmy Savile, is looking for someone to settle with. So this, to me, so far, is not a stallion pile. This is not somebody who comes in and is all brawn and on top of you. This is somebody who is sat back thinking, popping out playing, and trying to see who you are and where you're coming from, because they want somebody to be able to, it's a life partner they're looking for, but somebody's going to keep them mentally stimulated. Okay. There's a really strong feeling that, and I was just talking about stallions then, it could be mare, I don't know, that when it comes to sex or comes to love or comes to those more passionate moments, even though this person may be quite withdrawn with regards to that persona that they put across, and they want to be seen in a way that's more intellectual, I guess, it's just probably who they are. But when it comes to sex and when it comes to love, your person could surprise you. This is somebody, probably due to the combination of the mental abilities and what's probably a strong, passionate, if this person feels like they don't follow a set route when it comes to sex, when it comes to love, and when it comes to passion. It feels like this is the type of person who could surprise you, has their own ideas, and connects in a way that's personal to them, rather than feeling like they're copying anybody else, what should be done. Which is a strange thing to say, and I've had to shut my eyes. I'm thinking about this, and I don't want too many pictures to come up. But there's a feeling here, somebody who's quite passionate, but somebody who's quite sensual, because they've got ideas that are not from their friends, not from books, not from TV. It's from their inner passions. It's what they want to do, how they can picture being satisfied with a person, how they can picture pleasing themselves and pleasing somebody else. But there's more to it than that. This has got a feeling that they have what I would guess, I was talking about their philosophies, they have what I would say is like a sensual, this is ridiculous, a sensual or sexual philosophy as well, of what they want and how they're going to get that met. This is the type of person who could write a sensual novel and it would surprise you. Or could talk about sex very openly and put in ideas or thoughts or fantasies, or just the way that they can think would surprise you with regards to sex. It's somebody who's probably not shy, but somebody who's stimulated by different, I'm going to say techniques, I don't know what I mean there, but different ways of expressing themselves. Right, I will actually sum this up. I've got to get through it. This is going to be a long one. Yeah, okay. This is the picture I'm getting. it's all coming together. Perhaps I should have looked a little bit more before I started talking, but I'm incredibly impatient, and I hope it's not boring you, but your person has a feeling of lots of air with like a Sagittarius on there. So there's the passion there, there's the ability to flip the whole situation so it's original. There's a feeling here as well that they have a philosophy in life in general, and it goes into different categories with regards to sexuality, sensuality, hard work. This is somebody who thinks a lot and tries to put it into action. Somebody who feels as if they're quite optimistic and quite pure with regards to how they want to live their life, and they're looking for somebody to share that with them and pull them along because of these cards here and this card here, which is the High Priest, because it feels like they're stretching out their antennae to try and find out what's going on in the world. And sometimes we go through these processes in our life where we try and push out and learn, and then we bring it back, and somehow it coagulates and we try and form our opinions and our thoughts. This person has gone through what I guess they may be old as in like above 30. They may have gone through parts of their life where they've pushed out, they've got their antenna out, and they're trying to find out where they sit and what's going on. But then there's a very sort of important part where they bring it inside themselves, and then they try and concrete it in some way. And in that philosophy, they want a partner to share that with. They want to bring their life inwards at this part in their life, because of the difference between this card and this card, where they've done the play. They're still playful, they still want to have fun, but they want to solidify it. And to me, that is almost got a feeling here, the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. This person may have travelled a lot. This person may have had lots of past sexual experiences, lots of different partners. This person may be very sort of have a really wide view of life, tolerant with others, not prejudiced at all, because they like to play. They like to play with thoughts, feelings, people. And this person moves fast, looks fast, talks fast, walks fast, very stimulated by thoughts. Not a lot of feelings here yet. This is somebody who wants to talk to you rather than is going to be stimulated or turned on by tears at the moment. Yeah, I think you will know your person because they will have a career, or they will work extremely hard in their everyday routine. There's a feeling here of somebody, as I keep getting the feeling here that somebody who uses their mind, but the way that they put it into action feels like they could make things. You know, for instance, I'm thinking like architects, you've got quite a few earth cards here as well, but lots of mental air cards here. So somebody who has to visualize something, but then put it with this earth card into action. It's got to work in everyday reality. Or somebody who could, write plays or that type of thing, where their thoughts are put into something that is concrete. And I know that's quite vague, but that's what I'm feeling. Right, I've got 2 extra cards here. Your person will be surrounded by lots of people very similar to themselves. This isn't somebody that goes into, friend relationships looking for somebody to fight with. This is somebody, they may have a lot of Libra, Aquarius type friends, Gemini type friends, who probably feel a little bit more subdued on the outside. I was watching Leo King this morning and he's there giving his thoughts and feelings, and he's like giving it this and giving it that, coming across as really fiery, which is fantastic. And then he asks his beautiful little Aquarius friend and he's like, oh bless, and it all comes out, it's all like smooth and far more delicate, and they're both beautiful in their own way, but it's just the difference between the pair of them. And I often wonder what goes on after they've switched the camera off. How do they get on? One's just off, one feeds the other, doesn't it? It's the air one. You think it's the fire one that will be actually the one that will be the most dominant, but the air is fanning that, isn't it? It's probably get each other going anyway. Well, this is funny. Your person's biggest fear with regards to trying to get their life moving, try and be passionate, is a feeling of somebody. It's making me think of the Leo King again. It's somebody who doesn't stimulate them. Somebody who's, what's that really cruel line out of Wuthering Heights when she says, she's talking to, I'm pretending you all read this, she's talking to Nellie when she's supposed to be marrying somebody, Linton, whatever his name is, and Heathcliff's listening. And he's like, I'm saying this as if this happens. It didn't really happen. And she's saying somebody who has nothing to say is something, it's like, it's really nothing at all. It's something like that. And I get a feeling that your person's biggest fear is probably them not being stimulated. So to me, that feeling of, and you need to get outside in the world to be stimulated. Whatever you're doing, you've still got to reach outside we all have got to reach outside our comfort zones, or we just, all included, we just do the same thing over and over again. Yeah, saying nothing. But there's just that feeling that your person does not want to be stayed. They need to be stimulated. They need a spark. The combination of lots of different things in here. Right, so... Sorry, I don't know if that clicked off earlier because I was talking so much it clicks itself off. It tells me I've been talking for longer than half an hour or something like that. I was saying with regards to how you are going to recognise this person or what they're going to bring into your life, there's a feeling that you will know when this person comes into your life because there will be two set stories to your life: before you met them, after you met them. And that meeting won't be something that you will forget. You've got the Death card, you've got Temperance, and you've got the Ace of Wands over here. This person's going to change your life. This person's going to make a big impact on you. There feels to me there's going to be some sort of, and you have got a very strong sexual pine, somebody who's very, is the word sapiosexual? I can't remember. Somebody who comes across as not initially that horsey type. When you get people who, and I'm thinking Sagittarius people that I know, when I was young more so, and they could walk into a room and because of their bodies, the way they move their bodies, all eyes were on them. There was just something very physical about them. This, somebody who would just move from writing a poem to having sex, like that. It could just move very quickly. Your person has got that slower move to them, but still very sexual. So there's something here with regards to Temperance. It feels like there's a lot of passion in the first meeting. There's a recognition. There's a feeling of being slightly, I'm going to say unbound. I don't know how I want to say that. A feeling of unnerved or trying to find equal footing. When you can't find your words. Both of you feel as if you're trying to be articulate, but it almost goes in different ways. And there's that sort of twilight zone when all you can feel is your heart thumping. And I think what they're going to do, what they're going to bring into your life, I will sum this up at the end with regards to the question. I've just got to go through the cards. Is a feeling of getting your life back on track again, because you may have had relationships that have fallen away, and you may be at that point in your life where you feel as if you're almost not wanting to bother. Almost as if you just think, well, actually, I'm not that interested, where you've lost your passion and this person brings it back in. Okay, right then. So with regards to this Mars and Venus and Pluto conjunction in the sky at the moment, there are many people, I think, who are either thinking about passion in their life or a strength of living. I'm going to put it like that. When you feel like life is full on and it's exciting and it's moving and you feel like you're fully involved, which I suppose is what passion is. It's when you're not looking at the clock. So this person who's going to come towards you will come across as being very charming, very elegant, very quick moving, very good at talking to people. Somebody who enjoys a person to have an opinion, is turned on by people's opinions. Somebody who likes mental play. Somebody who in their everyday work, their everyday environment, gets up and does it. But somebody who has ideas and ideals and they want to put them into action, and they're prepared to put the effort in. They're prepared to work hard. They're probably prepared to put long stretches of their life into their work to have, to be going upwards and attaining something. There's a feeling here that your person comes from a family environment or a situation where their parents have given them ideologies, philosophies, just things that they need to play with. And as I said earlier, it may be a parent. I was likening it to some parent who had discussed with their child Plato's Cave at a very early age. And that type of feeling, somebody who makes the child think, and it's grown up wanting to know more. And there's a feeling here this person may have travelled a lot, this person may have experienced lots of different relationships. Your person isn't prejudiced. There's a tolerance here that includes lots of different types of people, lots of different qualities in different people, and they want to keep that. This person will not want to be tied down, but they're looking for a partner to share what they feel are their passions with them. And that is movement, that is mental stimulation, and that is somebody who has their own thoughts and is able to move life in their own little way. And I remember speaking to my sister about this quite a while back, and she was saying that she's got a lot of what I would say are strong women around her, and with husbands who don't work, which is, doesn't, matter either way, does it really? But this woman was saying particularly, I said, I don't mind if they don't earn money, because this lady she was talking about had enough money, but as long as they're excited by something, what I thought was really interesting. And this guy who she was married to, she'd taken to Singapore, I think, and he set up his business doing rooftop gardens. I thought that was great. But that has a feeling that your person doesn't mind on that front, because I think they're quite strong with regards to how they earn their own money anyway. This isn't somebody who wants to take their foot off the pedal in that way, but they're looking for somebody to share their life with. Really strong feeling that they're looking for a long-term partner in this. And I think this person's going to come into your life when you're just ready for it, when you're almost like thinking, is this going to ever happen? Am I going to meet somebody that takes me outside of my own mind? So if you're watching this and this feels right, you may have strong air in your chart. You may even have strong earth in your chart, because this person can stimulate you in both ways. But we're talking about passion here, and this is a very airy chart, or but there's still that feeling here that air and that ability to test the waters mentally actually comes into play physically. So this isn't somebody who's going to, I'm going to say make love, because I'm trying to be nice, make love to you in a way that's very straightforward. What is this? What is that? This person is not, they're going to have their own idea. This is somebody who plays with sex. This is somebody who plays with sex in a way that is interesting, because it feels as if it's individual. It feels like it's not a learnt from past girlfriends, past boyfriends. It's somebody who has their own ideas, and in doing that, it's quite attractive, because it makes you feel like you're the centre. I don't know how to say that. I know what I'm thinking, but I know it's going to sound silly. This is somebody who's at home in their own body, because there is that little bit of earth in there. And I'm thinking of, and I've said this before, and I'm the guy out of Rust and Bone, Matthias, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's Belgium, I think. Schronhardt, I don't know how to pronounce it, but he looks Gemini. Why is he not Gemini? All his eyes are in the centre of his head. But he said that this is what it feels like. And there's a scene in Rust and Bone, I think, that almost makes me think of this, where he says he's at home with sex, he's at ease with sex. And this person, for all their air qualities, feels like that. It feels like somebody who puts a lot of thought into it, has got a lot of past experience possibly, and is not afraid to experiment, is what I'm trying to say. So to me, feels like a nice bile, feels like a nice bile, and they're going to wake you up with the fire of water here. It's like you feel like you've got to a stale place and there's still that little bit left, and it gets your emotions flowing. I was going to say something really crude then, because my husband came in, I'd put oil on my face today, and he goes, "You look moist." And I said, "You can't say that in front of in a family with kids in it. You just can't say the word. We're not allowed to say moist in our house. The kids go, stop it." But yeah, I'm not going to go there. This person wakes you up. Okay. Right, long reading there, pile number 1. Please, am I saying please? I sound like James Brown. Actually, what am I saying? I don't even know. If you would like to check out Patreon, please do that. And there are readings still on the website, I think, this week. I've got a few left. So that's huluppu.co.uk if you would like a private reading, if you want to check those out. Anyway, I was going to sing James Brown to leave you, but I'm not. I'm going to leave you. Just going to leave you. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. These are turning out quite long readings, which is not like me actually. But what I'm going to do is I need to pull through it first, get a picture of who's coming towards you, how you're going to recognise them, and how it's going to change you. So if you just sort of get yourself an ice cream and lay back. To me, my first impression looking at this, and I haven't looked at it that carefully yet, I did a little article on my website, which I think I said at the beginning, about looking at Robert Greene's different types, how they seduce. And the rake was what I would call that sort of good-looking, very solid person. And I was thinking like I was thinking like earth and a bit of fire in there. Somebody who's quite solid in the way that they communicate. Somebody who's got a strong personality, probably strong opinions and strong views, quite fixed, not easily moved in some way. But also somebody who's very confident. This, I think, has got a feeling of your person. I'm just trying to put people, it makes it easier for me to talk if I can put them into categories and then feel what I can feel from the cards and then relay it to you. You've got a feeling that your person here, you've got the Lovers card here initially. So to me, with regards to how they're going to come across, they're going to have that look in their eye. This person isn't afraid to play with passion and love and feelings and sex. This is somebody who, in the way that they walk, the way that they move, the way that they pick up a pen, the way that they talk, and in their eyes, that they're very at home in their physical body, they're very at home in their passions. And so all you fire ladies, all you fire men out there thinking, oh, hey, because it does feel like somebody who's straight up, but doesn't hide their feelings, their thoughts, and where they want to go with them. Now, with regards to the next card, you've got Mother of Earth. So this is giving me a feeling of somebody who's quite solid in themselves. This isn't somebody who's easily wavered, somebody who's called out, and this isn't somebody who's called out and would crumble. This is somebody who has what I guess, if they've got their own thoughts and philosophies and their views on life, and they stick by them. There's a feeling here that, I don't know, there's a strong feeling of possibly, depending on your personality, if you're quite withdrawn, you may feel overconfident, but to me, it just feels like a strong personality. Somebody who wants to get things done, somebody that's got high self-esteem is what I'm thinking. And somebody who's not afraid to play in relationships. Somebody who likes a little bit of rough and tumble. Somebody who's got a strong sex drive. Somebody who's, I'm going to say wild side, I haven't got that there, but it's somebody who enjoys life, enjoys the physical parts of life. Okay, with regards to how they communicate, it's steady, it's slow. This is somebody who will wait for you to stop talking. Yeah, I did actually mean that. Somebody who can sit there and has the patience to wait for you to stop talking. Somebody who's got probably, you will know them because they've got that very rich voice. I was in the bedroom last night or the day before, and there's a wall between the bedroom and the TV, which is not ideal. And I'm sure it's made out of paper. And I could hear, what's his name, of Gladiator? Russell Crowe. And it's just, his voice is very distinctive. It's really sexy, actually. And I remember when he was younger, when he was in LA Confidential, I'm thinking, oh, well, he is sexy. It was his voice. He's got a very low voice. And there's women as well that have voices like this. I'm trying to think, who's got a sexy voice that I know? Don't know. Somebody who's slow talking, it either goes either way, either very masculine or very feminine. Somebody that bides their time when they're talking, and somebody who feels that they say what they're thinking and thinking what they're saying rather than filling it in. This isn't somebody who chats nervously. This is somebody who states what they're going to say. They're looking you straight in the eye, and they will wait for you to finish, and there's no rush. Then they will say their piece or wait for you to say your piece, if you know what I mean. It's quite sexy with regards to the way that they communicate. This is somebody, if you're nervous, would lay you down, would lay you at ease in some way. You know, when you sit next to these people, you just feel calmer. This feels like somebody who could bear through to your soul when they're looking at you. Okay, I'm going to keep moving. Their home life, I don't think, was quite at ease. And I wonder whether they've got this exterior because their home life might have been a bit angsty or a bit choppy or a bit... To me, there's movement in here as well. Not within your person, within their life. You know, they may have moved country. But there's a feeling here that their home life could have been a little bit fighty, for want of a better word. And maybe this is where they've got this persona from. And I see this often. I see, you know, look at kids in families. And sometimes the kids... I'm going to say this in a really straightforward way because I can't think of any other way to say it, but could be people pleasers. And it depends where they are in the family, you know, whether they're trying to bring mum and dad together, whether there's an air of nervousness about them because they want everything to be okay, or you get them when the relationship in the family has completely corroded, you know, between the parents, and they give up in some way and they just go inwards, and then they are, you know, this is me, I can't change because they can't cope with anything else. There's a feeling here your person, this passionate person that's coming towards you, has gained their passion and their confidence through difficult circumstances. They want something, they're going to do it. They're going to ask for it and they're going to be steady until they get it. This is what it feels like so far. Okay. Their love nature has a feeling of sensual tradition, which sounds silly, I know, but I'll try and relay it into a way that might make some sense to you here. You've got a feeling that this person is probably maybe to do with childhood, maybe to do with, you know, childhood issues, likes to have a strong boundary around who they love. They want to have and to hold, and that comes very much into the way that they communicate when they fall for somebody. It feels like there's quite respectful. It feels like it's slow moving. It feels very concrete. And now I'm thinking here, all you earth people like, this is my person. It feels like somebody who... gives the impression that they're looking for somebody to settle. This isn't somebody who flirts with lots of different people. They may have, if, you know, depending on what sex or who they're drawn towards, they may have got lots of that type of person around them, but it isn't flirty because they decide what they want and that's what they want. It feels quite fixed with regards to that. This isn't somebody who plays a lot in other relationships with people who are platonic, who are meant to be platonic. This is somebody you could trust to go and spend a night in a hotel with a bunch of, you know, depends on what sex they're attracted to as well, but with a bunch of people who could possibly be sexual partners, and they wouldn't go over that boundary. This is somebody who's looking for a bond, almost like a slight spiritual bond, and has concrete. The way that they flirt, the way that they pull people towards them when they're attracted, is very much a case of, this is me, come towards me, rather than, oh, I might change myself for you. It's like, if you like me, I'll give you what you want, but you've got to move towards me. Okay. this is somebody who possibly, there's a feeling here which is difficult because they may be working now and they put a lot of effort into their work, but it feels as if they're either bound into their work in some way that it's got a little bit too much for them. And there's a feeling here, because I saw these cards, I'm not looking at them now, and when I put them out, that have a feeling of possibly they may be in flux in some way, as if they've taken on too much responsibility. Maybe their job or their career has changed in some way that feels like it's heavy. It feels like something in their life, in their everyday routine, this could be like family, or it feels heavy at the moment. It feels like they're a bit bombarded. And this is a strong person with the everyday things. This person may be somebody who's up and gone to the gym in the morning, works really hard, and then is helping people or calling parents. And, it just never stops. And it feels it could be too much, and there could be some changing, or there's some flux with regards to how their life is going. When they relate, what they want out of probably you with regards to passion is they want a long-term commitment. They want to, in some way, they want to make you their queen or their king because they want to be their other half. They want to, in some way, feels like somebody wants to hold court and have like children, people around them, family around them. This is a very earthy pile. If you've got earth in you, if you haven't got earth in you and this is like thinking this is not for me, it really isn't, because this is somebody who may be going through flux at the moment, but it's very strong family values, very strong sexuality, physically there. This is somebody who's got big feet, is what I'm thinking as I'm saying this. I was thinking, somebody on Patreon asked me, and it woke me up at 4 a.m. thinking about this. Yeah, I am a little bit mad. They asked me about grounding, so I need to do this. And the day basically, they took me away, so I couldn't do it. But they're asking me about grounding. I'm thinking of all these different things on how to ground yourself, and it's quite good for me to do that, because sometimes when you're not grounded, you're probably the best person to ask, because you've tried everything possible. And some of it works, maybe it does work. But the people who have got earth inside them are very grounded. Not only do they just have, their centre of gravity looks as if it's lower, because that's what is going on, but their feet tend to be bigger and wider, and so are their calves. All my family, chicken legs. From the knee down, chicken legs. You really are really thin. My sister, Virgo rising, chunk. She's listening to this, much more chunky. I was going to say chunkalunka then, but she's listening to this maybe. Just slightly thicker. My husband as well, Virgo rising. I used to do reflexology, and honestly, it's like doing his foot. It's like this. You can't get your hands around it. Anyway, going back to what your person's looking for from you long term, this person that comes into your life wants somebody to sit next to them, to be their queen, to be their king, to rule over their kingdom in a way that feels there's like pride and respect in this feeling here, because you've got the Emperor down here, and your person's coming out as a strong person anyway. When it comes to what I assume is just like physical attraction, or the sex, I'm trying to say sex, me polite about it, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty, your person wants you to be straight and clear with what you want. They want you to be present. They want you to there's a feeling here of femininity. So I know that there's, depending on what sex, what gender you are, there's still a feeling here of femininity. They want you to not be submissive, but to be strong but feminine, if that makes sense. I'm going to stop the video because it will click off in a minute. I might lose it and I'll come back. I'm back already. Okay, if I try and imagine this without sounding like I'm writing some sort of seedy novel. The Nine of Earth with regards to physicality and sexuality has got a feeling of being grounded, and it's got a feeling of independence. So this is somebody who they don't want you to be they want you to have your own mind. They want you to be present in your body. They don't want shyness. They don't want somebody who's trying to switch the light off all the time, or somebody who's pulling sheets up over themselves. They want somebody just to be there. And I've said this in lots of other readings before, of this feeling. I've got family who are very earthy and they just stand and talk to you in their pants. You know, they just stand and we're like, oh my God, you're standing and talking to me in your pants and it's the middle of the day. You know, they're just there, and it's just another body part. It's just, you know, it's just that's what it is. This person does not want too giddy. This person does not want somebody flighty. This person does not want somebody in their head when they're making love. They want somebody solid there and in their bed. No shyness, no silliness. Just, it's almost got an animal feel to it, really, but it's like a dignified animal. If you think of an animal that's dignified, I used to have a cat called Elmo. Oh my God, she was so beautiful. It's like that cat having sex. That's what made my throat go funny. It's gentle, but it's still animal, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense? I'm going to leave that one. Okay. Let me just put another card on that, just out of intrigue for me. Yeah, without doubt. This person wants you to enjoy your body. This person wants to feel that you're at home in your body. This person doesn't care whether you've got lumps and bumps or bits that you find absolutely disgusting. This person would rather have the light on, see everything, get on with it, and not discuss it too much afterwards. It's just like, it's there, you know, it's fun, let's do it. This has got a feeling of just no thoughts, just being. This, you can't sit there with the remote control switching the TV on in the middle. This person wants you to be there and wants you to be proud of yourself, proud of your body, whatever shape or form that it is in. It would turn them off otherwise. Just another thought as well. Okay, your person may be separated as well. I know this is strange and going backwards a bit, but your person may be, there's a feeling of here that your person's life is in flux in some way, changing jobs, changing friends, changing life situation. Just another thought that I got a feeling of when I came to these here. Yeah, just another, this is a slight thought here with regards to what they would deem as religion or spirituality here. Your person, I guess, has got quite what I would consider a traditional view of how they form their beliefs. And what I mean by that is that they may have the same views or beliefs as their family, and it's handed down. There's a respect there for it because it's part of that situation. And I'm not saying they got on very well with their family, but once they've made their mind up and they've formed their belief system, it sticks with them, is what I'm thinking here. And I'm thinking Catholic for some reason because of the water. I don't feel that your person has an extremely curious nature with life in general. It's somebody who has what's in front of them and enjoys it. This isn't somebody who, pushes out into the world and is always pushing other people. This is like, I've got my domain and I'm quite happy. Come and join me. But saying that, there's a feeling here, there's job changes coming on or movement or restlessness. And I've felt that all the way through, and it's at the end here. Now, how are you going to recognise this person when they come towards you? This is strong. This has got a feeling of almost being, I can't think of a better word than bamboozled by their authoritative presence, because they're coming across as a strong character. And it feels to me like they're talking, they're saying something, and you just know, you're just looking at them, and it feels there's a feeling here, if you've met somebody recently or you meet somebody in the near future and you feel that they could make a hole in the world in some way, through determination or through being through perseverance. And I don't know what I mean by hole in the world, whether it's, like a career or whether it's an impact on people. It's like a very, very solid presence. If you feel that you've met somebody and that person feels unshakable, or they come across as very confident, and you may be looking at them, because you've got the Queen of Swords here as well, which could very possibly be the way you're coming from. And the Queen of Swords likes to analyse. They haven't made a decision. They don't like to make decisions because there's so many possibilities. But you've got the Devil card and the Magician card here. Your person can manipulate circumstances with a strong personality, and that it's got something to do which may be different from you. I don't know here. Only the Queen of Swords has made me question with the Devil card here that you fall in passion with them, I suppose. And this is how this person brings passion into your life, because it makes you start playing with differences or different thoughts or different feelings, different possibilities and where you can go in life. So what I'm going to do, pile number 2, and I know this is really long, I'm going to start summing this up. There's a feeling here of somebody that comes into your life who is got a very strong sexual aroma. There's a feeling here of somebody who's got a strong personality, a strong body, quite sturdy in their opinions, in their physicality, the way that they move. Somebody who's deliberate, somebody who's slow, somebody who has a fixed view on life, and is quite happy in this area. This is somebody who's extremely dominant, not in an aggressive way, but in a way that they feel like they've got their life fixed to a certain point. They're not questioning it. What they want is they're looking for somebody as strong as them, somebody to just sit by their side, and almost like, you have a picture of 2 people on a throne with like kids and dogs on the floor and all this type of feeling. They're looking for somebody as strong as them. You're probably watching them wondering if you can perhaps match that. I don't know, with the Queen of Swords over there. There's thoughts and feelings flicking around your head, and that's where you're going to know this person. You're going to think, oh my God, what would go through my mind if I met this person is, would they be too fixed that when they wouldn't be able to adjust when they were wrong? Have they are they small-minded? Probably as well. These are things that may go through your mind. Only the fact you've got the Queen of Swords here slapped between the Devil and the Magician. So I'm assuming that the person's coming across as a magician, because that's the whole feeling here. Somebody who can manipulate it through strength of character. Then you've got the Queen of Swords, which I'm assuming is, which I feel is possibly you questioning the situation, because these cards here, how are you going to recognise them? And the Devil card here is what feels as if you get quite engrossed or quite pulled into this situation, and it feels fantastic, and all these fantasies are flowing, and there's like sexual pull. So I'm here wondering what was going through your mind, which I think I've just said, I can't remember. Okay, I'm going to move on here. With regards to, as I've said earlier, with regards to sexuality, your person is very straightforward. Somebody who sees sex as just a natural progression in everyday life, and that's what you're meant to do with your body. It's not swinging from chandeliers and doing Tarzan impressions and dressing up in, costumes. It's basically animal sex, dignified animal sex, which I suppose all sex is that, isn't it, really? There is a flux feeling here with regards to where they are in life at the moment with regards to work, possibly, or routine. And I don't quite know what that means. And how it's going to change your life is it's going to bring a different perspective into your life. So I don't know whether you're airy or earth or what. It's going to make you start seeing things in a different way. And to me, it feels like it's going to give you confidence. Because this person feels confident, and that rubs off when you're with people. And it may not just be constant, it's like a flexibility, because you've got the 2 of air at the end with regards from what you're going to get from it. So to me, that feels like you could be one of those people with the Queen of Swords who like question things, like a Libra. Well, there's always 2 choices. And I think that is right. There are always 2 choices. Nobody should be sure of anything, because we really know not much at all. But with the I'm speaking for myself here, but with the 2 of air here, it feels like this person teaches you to make an opinion, or state what you want, or state what you need, or state what your thoughts, and stick with it, which is almost so good. which is also good. So there's a feeling here your person makes you more solid. I'm going to go there, but this feels passionate to me. I'm going to leave that there, pile number 2, and let you carry on with your thoughts. Let me see. Tell me in the comment section. Let me see in the comment section if that feels right in any way, or whether you've experienced somebody like that. Please check out my website, HULUPPU.co.uk. I think there are readings left this week still. Or check out Patreon if you want to. Bye. Okay, pile number 2. So I'm looking at who's going to bring some passion back into your life. I have been to the toilet before I looked in between looking at these, but to me, I'm reading Jamaica In at the moment. I haven't read a book for quite a while, so I thought it was about time I decided to read it. And there's a character in there called Jem, who is like a horse thief who lives in some sort of shack and doesn't clean the floor. I'm not going to say this person is a horse thief, but he's very good with his words. He's very playful, and he's a little bit rough around the edges. The person that's going to bring passion into your life feels like this. That's what I kept thinking when I was putting out your cards here. Just a feeling of somebody who's playful and fun and got a little bit of a wild side here. I don't think on initial impressions, being the 4 of Earth, that you're going to pick that up straight away. And I don't know whether this is physically. The 4 of Earth to me just feels like it's grounded. So I was saying in pile number 2, I think, that people with Earth ascendants tend to me to have, I'm thinking my family, although I don't think I fit into this, we tend to look, I guess, quite airy, really. You know, smallish features, apart from my nose. But there's a feeling here that they've got sturdy legs. Because a lot of the time I find Virgo ascendant in our family, their feet are bigger and their legs are bigger. There's just that feeling of being solid. Normally good looking, normally darker than the rest of the family, normally like darker eyes, could wear glasses, symmetrical, generally good looking person, but not in a way that's striking, but just in a way that they look clean. Yeah, I know I just said about the dirty floor, but that they look as if they're well put together, compact in lots of different ways. So this person coming towards you, I think, is what I would say clean, good looking. Don't know if that means anything to you. Your person could be somebody who has had lots of experience in lots of different jobs. They may gain their money through possibly different directions. They may have like a part-time job and a main job. They may have lots of experience they may have changed career quite often. Or they may have been abroad and moved different places. This is somebody who plays with life, somebody who's good looking and fun and exciting, and somebody that moves and wants to experience things, and may have done that with regards to how they gain their money. You could catch them in between perhaps uni or whatever they're doing, or in between moving from one place to the other. There's also a feeling here, and I can't remember where I got that from, that your person's playful, fun, exciting, but you meet them in a very mundane situation. How they communicate. This person has got the gift of the gab. It's somebody who's quick, somebody who possibly even likes to embarrass people in some way, but it's always with a nice smile on their face. Somebody who likes people who can give a bit back, somebody who enjoys fun in the way that you converse. It feels like goading in a way, and it feels like it's exciting, and it feels like if you're easily insulted, this person may rile you up the wrong way. If you like to play in conversations and you enjoy seeing how people's minds work and the way that it feels like somebody who's got quite comedian to me. I don't know if I can't get the feeling here whether they're dry. It doesn't feel like it, but you never know with the Earth here, or whether they are silly, or whether they are bawdy. Because I always think, comedians, the way they speak, come into all these different categories. The Earth are very dry, very droll. You get the air, often silly, pinging lots of different thoughts and feelings off. And I'm thinking, Russell Brand and then you get the fire ones like who plays Donkey in Shrek, Eddie Murphy, and that lady who had all the facelifts. I can't remember people's names. They had all the really tight facelifts. She's dead now, an old American lady. And they can be quite crude and aggressive in some ways because they're just pulling out, they're basically hamming it up, aren't they? But your person feels possibly here that they are probably a little bit more on the silly side, on the quipping and the quirky and the making light of everything. So I don't know if this is appealing to you. It may be something different you may need in your life. I'm trying to make it feel better here. Or it may be part of you and you're going to enjoy it. They look like they come from a study home. So to me, there's a feeling here that they feel that they have got a backdrop, or they're not afraid to play with life. They're not afraid to make changes. They're not afraid to, poke fun at life in general, which actually comes down here. I haven't looked at this properly, but I'm remembering it now before I went to the loo. There's a feeling here that they may have the confidence in themselves because they feel that their family life was quite stable. As a child, this person was taught to be independent. This person was taught to be independent, go off and do things, but the home was always open to them. It was like, stand on your own 2 feet, go and have a shot at it, and you can come back. And it was like, you can imagine them coming back and quirping about travels abroad, or there's an air feeling here with this 8 of air of travels abroad, or relationships, people that they've met, and it's all, it's all pulled back and it's enjoyed and over long meals, that type of feeling. Photos are brought out and there's lots of laughing. Your person feels light-hearted, your person feels flexible, but with the way that they look, they may appear quite earthy, they may appear quite solid, quite smooth in the way that they present themselves. Not nervous, but their disposition is nervous and, exciting. Right. With regards to their love nature, your person is a lover. This person loves to fall in love. When they're attracted to you, they won't hide it. With the Fool card here, this is somebody who does things in a different way and makes it exciting. This is somebody who turns up to your house at 2 a.m. This isn't the tried and tested routine. This is somebody who's going to wake you up. This is somebody who's going to make you feel alive. They're going to stimulate your mind. If you're air and you're watching this, or fire as well, it's going to feed your fire. It's going to stimulate your air qualities. It's going to make you feel as if life feels like it's flowing and moving again. This is the type of person you wake up in the morning and think, oh my God, I'm meeting them. Rather than go to bed kissing your pillow, thinking lots of different things about sex. At the moment, I haven't been to this part, which is more that. It's like somebody you're just excited to meet. It feels childlike, it feels open, it feels fun, it feels spontaneous. And this person isn't going to hide their attraction to you. This person enjoys the initial stages of love, the foreplay, the leading up to it, the whole playfulness of it all. This person wants to live, wants to experience life. They don't want to get stuck in ruts. They don't want life to be too steady or too staid because it will dampen them. It make them feel drowning, as if they're drowning in some way. Your person probably uses their mind in their career. They may actually, which I know it doesn't have to always be that way. It does to some extent, but some people like to be. I was joking with, I'm going to say my friend, because it's my sister. She's got a job, I can't say it because nobody knows. She's got a job in a forest school at the moment, where lots of people take kids out and they, make fires with them and sing songs and how they, I'm thinking Bear Grylls type things here. I don't really know, to be honest, as you can tell. And it gets the kids involved because they're doing things. So I'm saying you're going to meet lots of, Virgos or Sagittarius. We're trying to think of what type of person you're going to meet here. But this person possibly isn't that. This person is probably somebody, they could be a lawyer. You've got the Justice card here. They could be a mediator in some way. They could, with this airy feel, they could be a psychologist. psychologist or psychiatrist or somebody in the public face, like customer service, somebody that's good at relating, somebody that balances things out, balances situations out. You've got like HR feeling here. It's just, I know this is broad, but it's a feeling here that they make things okay. They smooth things over. It's diplomatic. They can play with ideas. They can play with thoughts, and they can make it all come together. You've got a feeling here as well that they may be separate. To me, it feels like their everyday routine may not involve their friends much at the moment. So, and because you've got major arcana here for the 6th, well, to me it's the 6th house, it feels like, you've got a feeling here that the work, the everyday routine may in some way, I'm going to say overbarrel, but basically dominates their life, to be honest, compared to their friends. They may not have spare time to it's just friends. It's like, like their habits or their hobbies that just don't, hobbies is what I meant, it's not allowed to flow at the moment. It feels like there's a lot of, they're dedicated to something, which I think it may have, with this card here, the 2 of Fire, may have taken them a long time to get on that path. So there's a feeling here this person may be training towards something, on courses a lot, or in college or in uni, or just building towards something that they want to get, where they want to go. And they may have played around a lot in their building up to this. Excuse me, I'm just going to have to switch my change my battery. Hey, I'm back. I was just singing The Lights Gone Out. It's an old Bauhaus song, isn't it? I wasn't singing it, I was thinking it in my head, which felt like singing. Right, you've got here a feeling amidst what I would say is quite a flighty, quite fun-loving, quite jokey personality, is somebody who's ready to settle down here, somebody who's got, probably due to their home life, quite traditional views. I have a feeling here that their parents are still together. There's a feeling here that they want a steady home to come to. Your person likes to play, but there's a feeling here that when it comes to settling down, because they're used to that stability from home, they're almost going to try and replicate it in their life because that's what they've grown up with. Somebody who likes strong boundaries with regards to home, strong relationships, a one-to-one relationship. They like to play possibly until they find that person. So with regards to passion, okay, there's a feeling here, a strange feeling here, when, sometimes you see couples and they're driving and there's one that always drives. The one that always drives and there's always one in the passenger seat. This is just coming to my mind. I'm looking at this card here. This has got a feeling that your person's looking for somebody as independent and strong as them. Somebody who isn't... They want to flip the roles, is what I'm trying to say here. They want to flip the roles with regards to when it comes to taking the lead in sex or taking the lead to make the first move. Your person doesn't want to be the person to do it every time. They want it to be able to change. They want you to take, the initiative sometimes here. There's a feeling here they're looking for somebody who's very confident in themselves. Not like the earthy feel that I got in the second pile, but more a case of just a strong personality that knows what they want. This is somebody who wants... It feels like they're stimulated by, this sounds a bit silly, but it feels like they like, I'm trying to think of a diplomatic way to say it. Can't think of it. They liked to... Nah, I can't go there with that, only because of the card, and I'm going to leave that there. I will come back to that one, but I'm going to leave it there because of the card is, it's a bit, I can't say it. Okay, moving on to I will come back to it though. I'll help you out later with that one, but I might have to put different cards out for that. This person is trying to find a philosophy in life. This is somebody who's interested in lots of different things. Your person could have tried anything. They could have tried, with regards to finding their own beliefs, witchcraft, Buddhism, Christianity, I don't know, anything would have gone. This is a person that takes in lots of different views and tries to muddle around to find what they believe in. This isn't somebody, although they've got what I would say a solid background, this isn't somebody who takes their beliefs on from their family. This is somebody who enjoys looking at things, enjoys researching, enjoys understanding. You know, your person has probably got bits of the Bible underlined, but your person has probably done some things which may scare other people, if you know what I mean. They want to understand. Very, very curious mind. Very open to lots of different possibilities and probabilities. And there's a feeling here as well that there's a strange feeling here as well that they may actually be known quite by other people. I don't know. Well, I'm thinking like yoga teacher as well. But I know I came across here the justice, so I didn't want to say it here. But that could be, as I said, like, you know, public facing. Somebody who, to me, it feels like somebody who wears a scarf. Somebody who's got a long body. No, they won't have, will they? It's somebody who's diplomatic, but somebody who's flowing inside and trying and searching and wanting and is come from a stable background, so they're very amicable, they're very easy to relate to. This is somebody who's going to wants a person who's as strong as them with regards to what they're looking for in a relationship. This is somebody in the sexual arena who wants people to, or a person to be able to keep up but also swap roles. So there's also a feeling here that, and I don't know if I use the correct terms because I'm not very on par with these, but you could possibly have same-sex relationships or be very open to lots of different things, even though they want to settle down in a very traditional way. Your person's open. And this is probably, with your card at the end being the Eight of Water, you may have got to a point where you're not just moving away from a relationship, but this person opens you up to different possibilities. You know, different ways to view life and pulls you along. I'm thinking Brad Pitt for some reason. I'm thinking somebody who pulls you along and wakes you up in some way. And I don't know Brad Pitt, but I'm just thinking when he said that what he was stimulated by was movement and travel, and he used to take Jennifer Aniston and book holidays in Europe. That was his gift, and that's what, you know, this to me, I'm looking at the Eight of Water, which is moving away from situations, emotional situations. So you could be, and when you meet this person, ready to move on from something, or you're just ready for something new. You want to leave something behind, or this person takes you with them on a journey. As pile 2 was not this. The journey to pile 2 was strong and sexual and steady and sturdy. This is somebody who's playful and fun. And he's making me think of a guy who, I think I spoke in a few readings about, an old friend who came back from travelling. He's been in New Zealand for a long time. Full of fantastic tales. Honestly, he's my new Walter Mitty. He was telling me all these tales of the different things that he did, like opening I don't even mind if he's telling me lies. It's just fantastic to listen to. Opening a yoga studio in Thailand, or catching a boat to Antarctica and being sick all the way there. And there was another one that he came with last time I met him, which was, I think was a weekend ago. He's just full of them. He's alive and he's inquisitive and he's open to lots of different things. He's extremely friendly. And this person comes into your life when you're just ready for a bit of a blast of fresh air. It has a Sagittarius feel about it, to be honest. And I know there's like Earth and there's all these different bits because it's movement. It feels as somebody who is, it feels like some sort of like pony, trotting around, just trying things out, and it's just fun, and it's like, yeah, what's on to the next thing? Okay, so how will you recognise this person in a very mundane situation? Your person's going to come across as quite strong in this situation and playful, but you're going to be in some circumstance where you're not expecting to see them. or you may have met this person already. You're going to feel quite steady. You're going to feel in shock when you see them, because it's like, oh my gosh, they're different from the energy around. To me, it feels like. So I'm going to start pulling this all together, pile number 3. Who's going to bring some passion back into your life? This person's going to come into your life with what feels like childlike qualities of openness, of movement and inquisitiveness. This person's going to be somebody who flirts big time in a way that's exciting, who takes you outside of your comfort zone in a very fun way and a very straightforward way. Your person possibly... Oh, they come from a stable background. So that underneath this playfulness and this wildness, there's always that backdrop that they're going to be okay when push comes to shove. They're not going to be abrasive or rude or bullying or anything like that. It comes from a genteel background and a strong, what I guess is inner strength here. They may be separated from their friends, which is just a weird thing to say. Sexually, they want somebody who's equal, somebody who is open, somebody who can switch roles in lots of different ways, whether it's sexuality, whether it's just being dominant or submissive. It's like they want it to try it all. This is somebody who is mutable, probably, somewhere in their chart. You know, Pisces, Sagittarius, and you've got lots of different things here, so I know it, but this is the quality that's pulling through to me. Your person has found their own, what I guess is belief system, and that's that Sagittarius, and that may be part of their career or how people recognise them as being very philosophical, diplomatically philosophical, but still reaching out and wanting to know more. And they're going to bring you into what I feel is a very sort of open atmosphere of that I don't know if you're used to or you're just looking for. It's like, to me, it feels like, this is going to sound silly, when I was young, I had something called Swiss formula. I don't know if it was, I think it might have been hair actually, and you used to put on your head and it used to freeze your head. It must make your hair feel cold. And I had this in my 20s. This is what this person feels like. They feel like a bit Swiss formula. I think it was Swiss formula. It's like a cold shower. It's like a wake up. It's a breath of fresh air. It's when you've been inside too long and you go out for that walk. This person lightens everybody's load and brings that to you and allows you to be yourself, to me it feels like here. But with a strong, solid foundation, so you don't feel like you're on uneven ground. It's like you get to taste new things. It's like a smorgasbord. You get to taste lots of different flavours in this person, but you still, everything's still okay. You're just tasting it. You can back off if you wanted to, if it didn't feel right. This person's not pushy. This person's fun and wants you to join in. This person is that horse tamer. Why am I on ponies and flipping horses today? I don't know. It's a book I'm reading. It is, honestly. It feels like somebody who... I don't want to use the word con man, con woman. It's not con air even. There's a feeling here that they have a feeling of the trickster. Playful, fun, but not the morals. And the passion I feel that they're going to bring back into your life is the ability to play. And that is going to be something passionate in that. And I wonder whether, it's that playfulness is what you need at the moment with this card here, because you're moving on. It's difficult because passion is normally, to me, makes me feel all engrossed, and I'm looking for somebody who's going to bring that passion back. But your person doesn't feel so much passionate but open. It feels like they have passion, but it's like straightforward, and it's just they like to play with it. They like to play with life. This is fun. This has got it's like being a kid again. When you just go outside and you're just playing with somebody, and you don't question what you're doing, and you realise you've been playing for hours. That's what it feels like. I'm going to leave you there, pile number 3. If you want to. I've been diplomatic here. Please check out my Patreon. Also as well, I think there are a few readings left on the website. If not, please leave your name. If you fancy one, please leave your name in the... there's a list there you leave your name on. It's like a waiting list, and I will email you on Sunday when they go back up. Thank you very much. Bye.